Hello and happy Easter from Felicity Crafts. We've got lots and lots of Easter fun today. You can see lots of things here. There's all kinds of Eastery fun. We've already done some kind of Easter things. So on our Suffolk Puffs we had that one, and this little Suffolk Puff's changed into a bunny. We've done crocheted bunnies, we've done iris folding bunnies. All of those ones are already things that we've covered. But there's all kinds of other things that we can do for Easter, and I'm going to show you some now, and I'm going to show you some at the live Zoom tomorrow. The simplest thing that we can do for Easter is just to make a bunny garland like this. We've sometimes talked about how you get that paper from the works which is too thick to fold, and today we're going to be able to use it. So what I've done is I've made a bunny template, and I've made it the same way that we've made templates before, by folding in half. So I folded in half and drawn a half bunny shape, and then opened it up so that we've got a template. I've then been through, now my vibe is this kind of vintage flowery thing. So this is what I like and this is what I'm doing, but it would work with geometric patterns, modern patterns, anything that you want. I've just gone through that one, and we have got ourselves our little bunnies, and I've cut them out and they have all been hung up. This is double-sided as well, so you can hang it somewhere where you can see it in two places. The thing that just makes it a little bit better is the tiny little pom-pom. I don't put a face on my bunnies here because of course that's the back of the bunny, so you don't want him doing that and getting a crick in his neck, but you could put a face on the other side if you wanted to. So we've got those, and I have just put a needle and thread through their ears, and then they are hung up like that. Now the tiny little pom-poms can be bought and glue gunned onto there if that's what you want, but actually I'm going to show you how to use a pom-pom maker. Now there are lots and lots of different pom-pom makers out there. I'm just going to take this little baby out of here as well, because this is also a tiny pom-pom with some googly eyes stuck on, and what isn't improved by sticking googly eyes on it? So that would be the same thing, and this is the pom-pom maker. So I'll switch on to the other camera and I will show you how to do the pom-pom. So you can buy these pom-pom makers and they come with those instructions in 400 languages that you can't understand. And they're really confusing, but they're actually really fabulous. I'm not one for craft gadgets, but I like this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to open both sides, okay, so that we've now got it completely out like that, and we're only using a tiny bit of wool. We're going to catch the wool around like that, just catching that end, and it doesn't matter. We're just going to go around like that until it's full, and it's full when this bottom bit here looks flat. So I've done that round like that. I've just wound it round, and then I'm going to clip that side in and cut off the wool. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to string that round, and you can see how long it's taking. Not very long at all to do this. Pom-poms used to be a really big deal, taking forever. This is a tiny pom-pom, doesn't take forever. Okay, so we're going to click that inside again and cut it off. Now, just like a traditional pom-pom, I need a bit of wool to hold it, and I want that wool to be the same colour. So I've now got these two like this. Again, like a traditional pom-pom, I'm going to get my tiny scissors this time. My scissors are really super cool. Look at those. They look really good. But I'm going to cut just like you do with a traditional pom-pom. I'm going to cut, but instead of having to have 6 million hands holding everything together and it falling apart, it isn't. Oh, the phone's rung. I can put this down and come back, because that's the beauty of this one as opposed to when you have those other ones where they're getting stuck. So you can also feel where your scissors should go, because you can feel inside that this little ridge here is where you're going. Okay, so I've got that like that, and now I'm going to slip in between that ridge with this bit of wool, and I'm going to tie it and then pull it hard, and it's going to go in there again, all nice and secure, pull that as tight as possible. I've had trouble with pom-poms in the past coming apart, but not when I learnt this. Okay, so we do not want, sometimes you want this to be able to attach it, but we don't want it today because we're glue gunning this on. So I'm going to cut those strings off. And now comes the magic. You unfold each piece separately, like that. And this is the bit. You then pull the entire thing apart like that into two pieces, and you've got yourself a fabulous pom-pom. What you do with this pom-pom now is trim it, and you can spend hours trimming pom-poms into exactly the right size. But with these little ones, just give it a trim until you don't get carried away because it's not very big. Do it like that. And now you've got a fabulous little pom-pom. Okay. So when we've made our pom-pom, we are then going to get our glue gun out and stick it on. And then we are going to thread a thread through and make a really simple garland. Obviously you could make that tiny for card purposes too. The other one that's very similar to that is this egg that you could either have hanging up just like this. Just got that slightly, only got one hand to stop Nick from getting on the table there. But we've got this kind of egg which we have made before. Now I have an egg biscuit cutter here, but you can also print an egg shape or just freehand it. And what we're going to do is cut it out. So we're going to cut out some eggs, and honestly it doesn't matter how many. If you want a fulsome egg, you could put 6, 7, 8, you could put 4, you could put 2, you could do anything you want. Cut out your eggs like that and fold them in half lengthways and then stick them together. Now we've done that several times before. It's the same as last week's tulips. I'm just going to rearrange that so that you can see the right sides sticking together so that you're getting the nice bit. Oh, I think I need to refold that so that you're getting the two nice bits that you're looking at, like that. Okay, so you're going to stick those together, put a piece of string in between and hang that up. And that would make some really nice garlands. So really simple, really quick paper craft ones. And really the whole skill of that is the fact that you've got the fancy paper. So what are you going to do if you don't have any fancy paper? You're going to be all right, because plain paper, even paper from a magazine or felt, is going to make yourself a lovely chicken one out of hearts. Okay, I'm just going to encourage Nick to go down so that I can actually use both hands. Why don't you just go and have a little play with our director, Nick? So we've got a heart template, and again you fold it in half and cut yourself one because hearts are symmetrical. And this chicken is made entirely of hearts. So we have got a big heart for his body, and you can make that whatever size you want. If you're making it out of felt, you need 2. If you're going to stick it on a card, you only need 1. We're then going to need some little hearts for his tail, and some little hearts for his head, and a heart for his wing. So this is the same whichever way we're doing it, like that. Now in this one, because it's slightly bigger, I fit 5 hearts here. So basically we've got a big heart, we've got a slightly smaller heart, we've got slightly smaller hearts, and we've got slightly smaller hearts. Even the beak is a heart, just turned the other way around using the pointy bit. So lots and lots of hearts are what we're going to have to do with that one. So we've got the body of our chicken here, and I'm going to put a little baby chick on here. So that's how I'm going to do it. And I've got a load of little hearts cut out. So I'm going to make his wing first of all, and that's the biggest of my little hearts. So I'm not sticking this onto the card straight away, but I'm going to think about where I want my wing. I'm going to put that round about in the middle like that. Now, in order to get his little tail in, I'm actually going to put the glue on the back first and then get the little ones and stick them around the edge. It doesn't matter about these hearts being really perfect because the majority of that heart is covered up. So I'm sticking it like this around the edge, and then I'm going to do the same for his head. You want a more fulsome tail than you have on the head, because that's how chickens roll. They have little bits on their head and they have big tails. Okay, So we're going to go like that, and in order to keep in with the heart theme, we're going to turn a heart the other way around for our chick's beak. So on the back it's looking like that, with them fanned around and his head, and then it looks like that. Obviously we're then going to have to stick it onto the card, so I'm putting some on the back. I just found it easier to assemble it before sticking it on the card. So we've got that like that, and for his eye in this one, I'm just going to make a little eye with a felt tip pen, and I'm going to put another one on there, and that is going to look really, really cute. And those chickens haven't got any legs, but there's something funny about chickens' legs. So in this one, I'm going to add myself these inside. So what I've done with this is I did still evoke a little bit of glue gun just to hold all of these still before I sewed. And then I sewed all the way up here, catching the little hanging loop in, and then all the way around. And his legs are a ribbon, and I put some beads on. Now these beads were hearts and I wanted to use them, but the hole goes that way, so I glue gunned them on instead. And again, googly eyes, always looking good. So I've sewn his wing on like that and put a little bit of toy stuffing inside. You aren't turning this out, so you don't need to worry about it. It was a simple running stitch around there, just catching in those things like that, and it's really cute. You could obviously do it more naturalistic colours, and I went for a rainbow one today, because why not have a rainbow chicken at Easter, obviously. So those are all kinds of things we've done. We've got some pom-poms, we've got a really simple garland, we've done the eggs, we've done some chickens, and they could be used for cards. But there are lots of other things. Every year I always have this lovely little tree here, and tomorrow at the Zoom I'm going to show you what to do with these polystyrene eggs, because we can turn these polystyrene eggs into some beautiful things, and we can even have a bit of fun with a card. So tomorrow I'll show you a few more of those crafts, and I look forward to seeing you soon for some more crafting fun after Easter. Bye!